Hey everybody, it's Vinny from The Overdose. I want to take a look at this Snoop Dogg video today. A lot of people are very, very outraged, pointing out that, my goodness, you cannot threaten the president. This is a felony. You could do 5 years in prison for even suggesting such a thing. Well, we'll go into that a little bit more, and I also want to respond to some of the things that Paul Joseph Watson said in his video today. But first, okay, let's just take a look at the clip in question here in this song, Bad, Bad, Not Good, apparently. I don't even know if that's the real name or if this is some weird other upload. Whatever. I didn't really like this song, but let's check it out. We've got the Donald Trump character there. Oh my goodness, did he shoot him? No. So he didn't actually shoot him. He's got one of those bang guns, right? And then if you check out later in the video, you know, he's actually just chained up. I think everything's okay here. They won't let him smoke the blunt, and this fucking white guy is acting like he's gonna hit him a second ago. Look, yeah, shut up, Donald Trump in chains. Okay, yeah, a lot of people, like I said, very, 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 very outraged by this. But, you know, honestly, are we pretending that, that, you know, somebody's going to see this and then go try to kill the president? The president, you know, most presidents for a long time, I'm not sure going back how far, but, you know, it fluctuates, but they get up to thousands of threats a year, you know, and they have to have some distinction between which ones are for the purposes of art or which ones are just kind of careless political hyperbole or whatever like that versus credible, real threats. And the Supreme Court has ruled on this. Of course, nobody cares, though. I mean, when people did like mock lynchings of Obama, you know, a lot of Republicans say, oh, it's free speech. And then when this happens, the Democrats say, oh, it's free speech. But none of you defend free speech that you don't enjoy. So you're all fucking hypocrites. All right, whatever. So anyways, the Supreme Court did rule in favor of a defendant in the case of Watts v. United States in 1969, where an 18-year-old kid at a public rally at the Washington Monument was speaking about the draft. And he said, I am not going. If they ever make me carry a rifle, the first man I want in my sights is LBJ. So he was arrested. He actually had weed on him at the time, which was suppressed somehow, and he didn't get convicted of that, but he was convicted of threatening the president, and that was upheld at the appellate level, and the Supreme Court reversed it, you know, basically saying, like it says here, you know, because the offense consists of pure speech, the courts have issued rulings attempting to balance the government's interests, protecting the president with free speech rights under the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. Basically saying, look, we can't take every single one of these things seriously. You know, it happens quite a bit. So when we look at the Snoop Dogg music video, where he doesn't actually shoot him, he fires one of those bang things and whatever, who gives a shit? We look at this, do we see a credible threat, or is this just people being addicted to outrage? The same way I've just despised the left over the past few years for just having this addiction to outrage and having to just get worked up over every single little thing, and you guys might take this really seriously and be offended by it, but you're just doing the same thing. You're only defending, or you're only you know, demonizing things that you don't like. There is no real consistent ideology here. Okay, so anyways, Paul Joseph Watson from InfoWars was none too pleased with Snoop Dogg and his shenanigans here in this music video. So, you know, I've liked a lot of the videos that Paul Joseph Watson has done. He's a little bit too fucking uptight and hoity-toity for my taste, as we'll see here. There's some pretty funny statements made here.
It's this very glorification of violence that has led to black people having more violent confrontations with police. It's this very gangster chic that has led to the bloodbath of black-on-black murders. And it's partly your fault. Snoop Dogg is one of the prime...
Yes, it's all gangster rap. None of gangster rap is a reflection of people's actual experiences. Look, I know it's kind of a cyclical thing, then, and when one influences the other and back and forth in some cases, whatever. But to just oversimplify it and and to not even possibly mention, I don't know, drug prohibition as somewhat of a cause of violence in this country. No, we'll stick to the rap music in this case because this is today's 2-minute hate, whatever it was in 1984. This is today's outrage. So we're gonna pretty much blame everything on rap in this video. Let's
culprits for brainwashing African Americans into thinking violent crime is cool, ruining countless lives.
And look, I know this is also part of hip-hop culture. I'm not going to totally discount the idea that at one time there was a decision made at a high level to promote materialistic sort of gangster rap that promoted criminal culture and make that the most popular form of this, or the one that's on the radio and TV the most. And supposedly it all had to do with people who owned prisons that were run for profit. And, there was this collective effort to sort of influence culture in a way that would produce more criminals and more people they could lock up. And this is a thing that a lot of people widely accept. And if you look at hip hop, you can kind of see where it went in the 90s from something that was like pretty diverse and open. And there was a lot of people who had some kind of a positive message and or were telling a lot of truth in their stuff. And with a few exceptions in the mainstream, that mostly went away in favor of kind of like dumbass materialistic fucking shit rap, and a lot of people who love hip hop will tell you that. So to oversimplify and just act like it's all one big amoebus kind of groupthink thing, hip-hop, is really stupid, and it just shows how little he knows about it.
Really cares about black people? Yeah, give me a break.
You need somebody hit, you need somebody touched.
I didn't know Snoop was on Gangland, by the way.
Shook up. That's what a street soldier does. By any means necessary at all times.
It's no wonder the KKK died out. All the white racists just sat back and laughed as they watched hip-hop music decimate black communities.
Again, it's hip-hop music and nothing else in this video. Right, all right.
Affecting generations of young black people with a self-immolating cultural narrative that led to soaring homicides and mass incarceration.
Whoa. Those were some fast-moving graphics and graphs there. Let's take a look at those for a second, if I can just get back to that. Sorry.
Hip-hop music decimate black communities,
music decimated
generations of young black people.
No, and it's never been a vehicle of social mobility either, right? It isn't a giant fucking industry that actually empowers quite a few people, whether or not you like their art or their message. No, don't mention any of it. Just say that hip-hop destroyed black communities. What kind of a fucking idiot are you? Seriously, I don't hate Paul Joseph Watson, but this is a fucking stupid thing to say. And let me get back to the
with a self-immolating cultural narrative.
A self-immolating cultural narrative. Okay.
Amassing.
We'll go with this one. Okay. The growth of incarceration. He flashes this graph. This thing goes from 1880 to 2010 thereabouts. And again, I suppose this area here from going back to even 1970 to 2000 here. I suppose this correlates directly with the growth of hip-hop's popularity. That must be how he explains this. This area in here, this was not the Clintons increasing mass incarceration, by 10 times what it was before they were there. That's not that. This is not the war on drugs. None of this is stop and frisk. None of this is the CIA bringing in billions of dollars of cocaine, and working with everybody from fucking Mexican cartels to inner city gangs. None of this is politicians not giving a fuck and selling people fake answers. None of this is the attack on the family. None of this is it. None of this is hip hop right here. Look at this. Hip hop. Oh shit. Hip hop's getting really famous right here. What the fuck? Holy shit. Hip-hop's been the #1 selling music for 15 years at this point. Oh my God. We are out of control. Everyone's in prison because of hip-hop. All right.
Incarceration. But Snoop really cares about black people.
Oh, and you know what? I'm sorry. let me go back
Cultural
to
narrative that led to soaring homicides.
Right there. I keep fucking missing it because I keep trying to turn down this fucking idiot.
Generations of young black people with a self-immolating cultural
Self-immolating.
narrative.
That's
that
creative.
Led to
okay. This screenshot that he shows here, I don't know what this is. This is just unsourced, no anything involved here, nothing to tell you where this came from. Fact number 3, though, despite making up just 13% of the yeah, we all know there's look, you can't deny there's disproportionate crime rates in black communities. We're not even going to get into the million-year-long conversation that are as to why that is. But whatever, these are the stats. I've seen a lot of this before. But down here it says, given this rate, it's no wonder that there aren't more assistances where cops kill black criminals. So I don't know where he got this from, but obviously they don't proofread.
Homicides and mass incarceration. But Snoop really cares about black people. Remember in 2013 when Snoop released this track, No Guns Allowed, while decrying firearms violence.
We've seen too much bloodshed.
Where does your outrage come from, Paul Joseph Watson? A, you don't live in this country. How do you know? I mean, yeah, I'm not a Snoop Dogg fan. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's not stupid or he's not a fucking hypocrite. You know, he's probably not stupid. He's a pretty successful guy that has been successful since he was like 16. You know, he's a pioneer of sorts. So I doubt that he's really all that stupid. But whatever. I'm not going to sit here and try to defend him either. I don't really give a fuck. But where does your outrage come from? Why are you so mad at mainstream rappers that, honestly, there's a giant section of hip-hop that doesn't give a shit about mainstream rap at all and doesn't listen to it, you know, and he goes hip-hop music as though it's all one thing. So yeah, this is this kind of shit, and there's all kinds of shit that you might object to and stuff that you could say is negative messages in hip-hop. But then this is also hip-hop, okay?
Born enduring foreign objects, roaring embers. Before baby enters family,
he's a Jewish guy doing some hip-hop, right?
Face the early riser.
Actually a genius fucking song that you can look up, okay? There, that's hip-hop. This is hip-hop right here.
A one who's better see past. Shift these sides, heat hands, applying the purple sand, making green glass. That's my player power words, verbs, act the spotlight, constant, stage of war, play right the role, rock right with all that's left looks right.
Is that destroying black communities? This is hip-hop right here.
It's a bad decision to blindly follow any religion. I don't see the difference in between the wrong and the wrong. Soldiers emptying the clips that little kids and their moms are just like a desperate motherfucker strapped to a bomb. Humanity's gone, smoked up.
Is that destroying communities? You fucking moron. How about this is hip-hop, okay? This is how giant and expansive hip-hop is.
I want candy, bubblegum and taffy. Skip to the sweet shop with my sweetheart Sandy. Got my penny safe, so I'm a sugar daddy. I'm a huge clone and she
right?
gets a
Okay,
candy.
that's hip-hop. Shit. This is hip-hop.
From the side of the gate where they lie or they hate you, despite how they praise in your face.
This was before I made this video. I took 2 minutes and thought of some stuff off the top of my head to just grab. This is destroying communities, I suppose. And what the fuck? Even this is hip-hop, right?
Following the law and assimilating. That's why your following is gone in a minute. And you're just another spawn of an industry with thoughts of the enemy. I want to lie more.
Point being, hip-hop can be goofy. It can be weird. It can be all different kinds of things. There's fucking nerd rappers all over the place just rapping about Star Wars and video games and shit. I mean, what kind of fucking cheeseball grandma is Paul Joseph Watson that he sits here and goes, hip-hop is destroying black communities? Oh, no. It doesn't uplift anyone. And look, I made the concession. I know that there's been an effort made in mainstream hip-hop to make it that way. But hip-hop lives and breathes as an art form outside of those influences. So don't fucking sit here and talk shit about it when you have no idea what the fuck you're saying. I'm going to check out a minute more of this. He's so perplexed.
So a dude who's been arrested and charged with illegal gun possession multiple times. A dude who raps about shooting people with AK-47s.
My
goodness. A dude who's written song after song after song glorifying gun violence. He's the post.
Let's just find something we don't like and yell about it. I don't know, dude. Right. I make the concession. Sometimes I'm sure people do get influenced by hip hop with a less than ideal sort of a message to it, in your opinion, whatever. But don't generalize. Paul J. W. Let's get it together, man. I don't know, man. You just kind of pissed me off with that one. All right. OverdoseTalkShow.com. Check it out. Full episodes of our live talk show for free. And like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Feel free to comment. I'm sure someone will be pissed off about something I said. So, do it up. And if I'm wrong, I will mention you in the next upload and give you credit for correcting me. Good night.